It began with a single post, just a few words from U.S. President Donald Trump that sent shockwaves across Africa and beyond. "Prepare for action in Nigeria," he wrote. The message was short, but the meaning was explosive. Was America really about to step into one of Africa's bloodiest conflicts, to fight for Christians being slaughtered by Islamist militants? Before we dive in, make sure you hit subscribe, because here on True Crime Mystery, we uncover the real stories behind global chaos, the ones headlines don't tell you in full. Trump's message came after years of rising horror in northern Nigeria, a nightmare most of the world barely paid attention to. For over a decade, a brutal jihadist group known as Boko Haram has been waging war against Christian communities, spreading terror in the name of an extremist ideology. Their goal: to erase Western education, destroy Christianity, and build a pure Islamic state. Since 2009, villages across Nigeria's north have been turned into killing fields. Churches burned to ashes, families slaughtered in the night, children stolen, women enslaved, and entire towns forced to flee. Boko Haram's brutality is beyond comprehension. Survivors tell of fighters storming villages, dragging men behind motorcycles to be beheaded, setting homes ablaze with families still inside, and stopping travelers at roadblocks just to ask one question: "Are you Christian?" If the answer was yes, they never made it past that road. The horror reached the world's attention in 2014, when 276 schoolgirls were kidnapped from Chibok, most of them Christian. Many were forced to convert, others married off to militants, and countless more never returned home. It was a moment that revealed the true face of Boko Haram's war, not just against Nigeria, but against faith itself. Today, in parts of Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa states, churches stand in ruins. Pastors have been executed, children orphaned, and millions displaced. Human rights groups describe what's happening as a campaign of ethnic cleansing, even genocide. And yet, for years, the world watched in silence. Until Trump spoke. This weekend, the U.S. president announced he had ordered the Department of War to prepare for possible action in Nigeria. He accused the Nigerian government of failing to protect Christians and warned that America would intervene if the killings continued. "They're killing record numbers of Christians in Nigeria," Trump said. "We're not going to allow that to happen." In his words, the world heard both a warning and a promise. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. Within hours, fear and debate exploded online. Was Trump truly ready to deploy U.S. troops into a sovereign African nation? Nigerian officials tried to stay calm. Advisor Daniel Bwala said Nigeria would welcome help, but insisted the country remains sovereign. He emphasized that Boko Haram's victims include Muslims and Christians alike. But President Bola Tinubu pushed back, saying Nigeria's challenges go beyond religion. They're rooted in poverty, insecurity, and survival. Still, the images of burned churches, mass graves, and widows clutching crosses told a different story, one that resonated deeply across American Christian communities. Trump's words weren't just politics, they were emotional. To many of his supporters, it was a moral stand, a fight for innocent lives. For others, it was reckless, a threat that could spark chaos across an already fragile region. But one thing is undeniable: Nigeria's Christians are living through hell. And for the first time in years, a world power finally said, enough. This story shows how a single statement can shift global perception and possibly history. Because when faith meets fear and politics meets pain, what happens next could decide the fate of millions. If you love stories that uncover the truth behind the noise, hit subscribe, because here on True Crime Mystery, we go where headlines don't, into the heart of the world's darkest realities. What do you think? Was President Trump right to threaten military action to defend Christians in Nigeria? Or could this ignite an even bigger war? Share your thoughts in the comments.